Root rot destroys more container plants than drought, insects, disease, heat waves, nutrient deficiencies, and neglect combined. Yet the strange part is that root rot rarely starts because of too much water. It starts because of what you did to an empty pot before a single handful of soil ever touched it. That mistake is quietly killing millions of plants every year. Gardeners blame fertilizers, they blame bad weather, they blame weak seedlings, they blame themselves. But the real problem was already locked into the container long before the plant ever arrived. And once you understand what is happening beneath the soil surface, you will never fill another pot the same way again. Picture a healthy young tomato seedling. The leaves are dark green, the stem is strong, the roots look perfect. You transplant it into a beautiful container filled with fresh soil. For the first week, everything seems fine. The second week looks even better. New growth appears. Flowers begin forming. Then something strange happens. The leaves start drooping. You water more. The plant gets worse. The lower leaves yellow. Growth slows. You add fertilizer. Nothing improves. Eventually, the entire plant collapses. When you finally pull it from the pot, the roots are black, slimy, and foul-smelling. Most gardeners reach the same conclusion: too much water. Case closed. But that explanation is incomplete, because healthy roots can survive enormous amounts of water under the right conditions. Rice grows in flooded fields. Wetland plants live permanently submerged. Hydroponic systems suspend roots directly in nutrient-rich water. The problem is not water itself. The problem is oxygen. And this is where the entire gardening industry accidentally teaches people the wrong lesson. Roots do not just drink water. Roots breathe. Every second of every day, roots consume oxygen. They use it to convert stored sugars into usable energy. Without oxygen, the root system cannot function properly. Nutrient uptake slows. Growth stalls. Biological stress begins building underground. Then opportunistic pathogens move in. Fungi, water molds, microorganisms that specialize in attacking weakened roots. By the time you notice symptoms above ground, the underground disaster has often been developing for weeks. The tragedy is that most root rot begins inside a hidden zone at the bottom of the container, a zone many gardeners accidentally create themselves. Today on Roots Insider, we are uncovering one of the simplest container gardening upgrades you will ever learn. A technique that takes less than 2 minutes, costs almost nothing, requires no special equipment, yet can dramatically improve drainage, oxygen availability, and root health for years. Before you add a single handful of soil to any container, you need to prepare the bottom correctly. And what happens next could determine whether your roots thrive or slowly suffocate. For decades, gardeners have repeated a piece of advice that sounds perfectly logical. Place rocks in the bottom of pots to improve drainage. It appears in books. It appears in gardening forums. It appears in videos. Entire generations learned it from parents and grandparents. The logic seems obvious. Water passes through soil, reaches the rocks, then drains away. Except that is not what actually happens. Researchers studying container drainage discovered something surprising. Water does not move freely from fine-textured soil into coarse materials underneath. Instead, water often stops and accumulates above the boundary. Scientists call this a perched water table. Think of it like traffic approaching a bottleneck. Instead of flowing smoothly, everything begins backing up. The result is the exact opposite of what gardeners intended. The rocks reduce usable root space while increasing water saturation in the lower section of the pot. In other words, the traditional drainage layer can sometimes create the very conditions root rot loves most. Now imagine a container immediately after watering. The upper soil begins draining. Gravity pulls water downward. Eventually, the excess moisture reaches the lower zone. But instead of moving efficiently through the entire profile, a saturated layer forms near the bottom. Oxygen levels decline. Air pockets disappear. Root respiration slows. Day after day, week after week, the lowest roots sit inside an increasingly hostile environment. The plant above still looks healthy. The danger remains invisible, until suddenly it isn't. This is why some container plants appear perfectly healthy one week and collapse the next. The visible symptoms lag behind the actual problem. Root systems possess remarkable resilience. They compensate, they adapt, they sacrifice damaged sections to protect healthy areas. But eventually, a tipping point arrives. Once enough roots fail, the entire plant begins showing distress simultaneously, and most gardeners respond exactly the wrong way. They add more water. The situation accelerates. But there is a simple solution hiding inside commercial nursery production systems. Professional growers who produce thousands of plants cannot afford root failure. Every dead plant represents lost time, lost labor, and lost profit. They need root systems growing aggressively from top to bottom. They need oxygen moving throughout the container. They need drainage without sacrificing root space. Their answer is surprisingly simple. Before adding soil, create an elevated airflow zone. Not a rock layer, not gravel, not broken pottery. Air. The most effective material at the bottom of many containers is often nothing more complicated than a breathable separation layer that prevents soil loss while allowing unrestricted drainage and gas exchange. Some growers use mesh screens. Others use landscape fabric. Some use reusable drainage discs, specifically designed for containers. The exact material matters less than the principle. Water must leave, air must enter, roots must breathe. Think of the bottom of the pot like the foundation ventilation system beneath a house. If air stops moving, moisture accumulates. If moisture accumulates, biological problems begin. The same principle applies underground inside a container. Healthy roots require movement. Healthy roots require oxygen. Healthy roots require space. And that brings us to the most overlooked part of container gardening: compaction. Because even if drainage holes exist, compacted soil can create many of the same problems. Tiny pore spaces collapse. Air movement decreases. Water infiltration becomes inconsistent. Oxygen availability drops. The root zone becomes increasingly stagnant. Imagine trying to breathe through a pillow. That is essentially what compacted soil feels like to a root system. Professional container mixes solve this by incorporating materials specifically designed to maintain pore space. Pine bark, perlite, coconut coir, rice hulls, materials that create structure while resisting collapse. These ingredients are not added because plants enjoy them. They are added because roots need pathways for oxygen movement. And once you understand that, root rot stops looking like a watering problem. It starts looking like an airflow problem. The difference is enormous, because watering less does not automatically solve poor aeration. A container with inadequate airflow may still develop root issues even when watering appears reasonable. Meanwhile, a well-structured container with excellent drainage and oxygen exchange can tolerate far more moisture without developing disease. That reality changes everything. Suddenly, the focus shifts from managing symptoms to designing environments. Instead of asking how often should I water, you begin asking how well can this root zone breathe? And that single question may save more plants than any fertilizer, pesticide, or gardening product ever sold. Because in the hidden world beneath the soil, survival belongs to roots that can breathe. Now let us build what I call the root rot prevention stack. Because understanding the problem is only half the battle. The real advantage comes from designing a container that works with root biology instead of against it. And once you understand how professional growers think about containers, you begin realizing that a flower pot is not simply a bucket holding dirt. It is a miniature ecosystem. Every decision affects oxygen. Every decision affects moisture. Every decision affects the invisible environment where roots spend their entire lives. The first step begins before soil enters the container. Turn the pot upside down and inspect every drainage hole. This sounds obvious, but many containers arrive partially blocked from manufacturing debris, hardened plastic edges, compacted shipping material, or old soil residues from previous seasons. A single blocked drainage hole can dramatically reduce water movement. Multiple blocked holes can transform the bottom of a container into a stagnant reservoir. Professional growers inspect drainage before planting because they understand that water leaving the container is just as important as water entering it. Next comes the breathable barrier. This is the step most gardeners skip. Instead of adding rocks, gravel, broken pottery shards, or random debris, place a simple mesh screen over the drainage holes. The purpose is not drainage enhancement. The purpose is soil retention. The screen keeps potting mix from escaping while allowing unrestricted movement of water and air. This preserves every inch of root-growing space inside the container. Remember, roots cannot grow inside a layer of rocks. Every inch occupied by gravel is an inch unavailable to the plant. Now we add the soil, but not just any soil. One of the biggest causes of root rot begins when gardeners fill containers with garden soil taken directly from the ground. Garden soil works beautifully in gardens because it exists within a massive ecosystem. Rainwater moves horizontally and vertically. Earthworms create channels. Soil biology remains active across enormous volumes. A container operates differently. The walls restrict movement. Water behaves differently. Air behaves differently. Compaction happens faster. What works in a field often fails inside a pot. This is why professional potting mixes exist. A quality potting mix contains materials specifically chosen to maintain airflow. Perlite creates microscopic air chambers. Pine bark adds structure. Coconut coir balances moisture retention with aeration. These materials prevent the root zone from collapsing into a dense mass. Imagine building a city. Roads matter just as much as buildings. Without roads, movement stops. In a container, air pathways are the roads. Roots depend on them. Now here is where things become fascinating. Healthy roots actively seek oxygen. Researchers studying root systems discovered that roots often proliferate most aggressively in zones where oxygen availability remains high. The plant is constantly balancing two needs: accessing water, accessing oxygen. Too little water creates drought stress. Too little oxygen creates suffocation stress. Root rot emerges when that balance breaks down. Think about a scuba diver. Water itself is not the problem. The absence of breathable air is the problem. The same principle applies underground. A root submerged in stagnant conditions experiences something remarkably similar. The environment may contain abundant moisture, yet the root cannot function properly because oxygen availability has collapsed. Nutrient uptake slows. Cellular respiration declines. Stress hormones increase. Opportunistic pathogens begin exploiting weakness. And this brings us to one of the most important concepts in container gardening. Wet soil and healthy roots are not opposites. Waterlogged soil and oxygen-starved roots are the real enemies. That distinction changes everything. Because once gardeners understand this, they stop obsessing over watering frequency alone and begin focusing on container design. The healthiest containers are not necessarily the driest. They are the most balanced. Moisture remains available. Oxygen remains available. Both needs are satisfied simultaneously. Now let us talk about watering behavior. Most root rot does not happen because someone watered too much once. It happens because the root zone never receives an opportunity to breathe. Imagine someone watering lightly every day. The surface remains constantly damp. The lower zone remains saturated. Oxygen exchange never fully recovers. Day after day, the root environment becomes increasingly stagnant. Now compare that with deep, thorough watering followed by partial drying. Water moves through the profile. Excess drains away. Air gradually re-enters the pore spaces. Roots receive both moisture and oxygen. The cycle resembles natural rainfall patterns. This is one reason many experienced growers water less frequently than beginners. They are not depriving plants. They are protecting root function. The container itself also matters more than most people realize. Plastic containers retain moisture longer because their walls are impermeable. Ceramic containers vary depending on glazing. Fabric containers behave completely differently. Air can move through the sides. Excess moisture escapes more rapidly. Root zones often remain more oxygen-rich. This is why many commercial growers increasingly use fabric systems for high-value crops. The containers actively support airflow. There is another hidden danger sitting inside millions of containers right now: oversized pots. This sounds counterintuitive because gardeners often assume bigger is always better. A small plant placed into an enormous container creates an imbalance. The root system occupies only a tiny fraction of the available soil. Water remains trapped in unused zones. Drying slows dramatically. Oxygen exchange declines. The plant struggles not because the container is too small, but because it is too large for its current stage of development. Professional growers often up-pot gradually for exactly this reason. They match root mass to container volume. The result is healthier growth and dramatically lower risk of root disease. Now let me give you a simple experiment that reveals the hidden world beneath your containers. Take 2 identical pots. Prepare the first one using the traditional method. Rocks at the bottom, dense soil, minimal attention to aeration. Prepare the second one using everything we discussed today. Open drainage holes, breathable barrier, high-quality potting mix, proper airflow design. Plant identical seedlings. Water them equally, then wait. At first, the difference may appear minor. Both plants grow, both seem healthy, but as weeks pass, subtle differences emerge. The second plant develops more vigorous growth, better leaf color, faster recovery after watering, stronger root expansion. By the end of the season, the contrast becomes difficult to ignore. Why? Because roots determine everything. The healthiest leaves begin with healthy roots. The strongest stems begin with healthy roots. The largest harvests begin with healthy roots. Most gardening advice focuses on symptoms above ground because symptoms are visible, but plants are built from the bottom up. The root system is the foundation supporting every future outcome, and this is where the conversation becomes larger than root rot itself. Modern gardening often encourages reaction. Yellow leaves appear, add fertilizer, growth slows, add supplements, plants wilt, add more water. But nature rewards design. Build a healthy environment, and many problems never appear. Create airflow, and roots remain stronger. Create drainage, and diseases struggle to establish themselves. Create balance, and resilience emerges naturally. The most successful growers are not necessarily the best problem solvers. They are often the best environment designers. That is the real lesson hidden beneath every container. The goal is not fighting root rot. The goal is building conditions where root rot struggles to exist. Because once roots receive oxygen, moisture, space, and stability, something remarkable happens. The plant begins doing what it was designed to do. Growth accelerates, nutrient uptake improves, stress decreases, biological defenses strengthen. The entire system becomes more resilient. And it all begins before the first handful of soil enters the pot. A few minutes of preparation can influence an entire growing season. One drainage check, one breathable barrier, one properly structured potting mix. Simple decisions creating massive consequences. Most gardeners never see the roots they are growing. They only see the results. In the harvest, the flowers, the leaves, the fruit. But beneath every thriving container sits an invisible network quietly determining success or failure. The difference between a struggling plant and a thriving one is often hidden in a place nobody looks, at the bottom of an empty pot. If this changed how you think about containers, tell me in the comments what you have been putting in the bottom of your pots all these years. Was it rocks, gravel, broken pottery, or nothing at all? I read every comment because your experiences often inspire future investigations. And if you enjoy uncovering the hidden biology behind gardening success, subscribe to Roots Insider, because the next method we explore uses a simple household material to dramatically increase root oxygen levels, and almost nobody realizes how powerful it can be.